Hi, this is Christina Warren, Senior Tech Analyst at Mashable, and I am living with Lumia. Today is day 3/4, and I want to talk about battery life. So I'm actually recording this video with the Lumia 920 running Windows Phone 8. I'm doing that for a couple of reasons. One, I wanted to be all meta and see what the video quality would be like. And two, I also wanted to test the battery. So last night, the reason that I wasn't able to do a video post about the Lumia was because I left the office around 4:15 to start going to some events, and by 6 p.m. my battery had lost about 56% of its power. And so in 2 hours it was literally down to like half of its juice, and that was not with a lot of heavy usage. I had sent a few texts, a few tweets, browsed a couple things on the web, but I wasn't even using it hardcore. And the phone was getting really, really hot, which I noticed the first day. I turned off background stuff. I even put it into battery saver mode. I made sure that none of the apps were running in the background. I made sure that the Nokia Drive, which is in beta and has apparently been causing issues, was not able to run in the background. I turned off alerts and notifications in apps. Try to make sure polling wasn't there. I turned off geolocation on photos. That was actually already turned off. And the thing just lost power considerably. And by 7 o'clock, I was down to 30%. Had to go to various events. I was afraid to even use the phone at one of the events I was at last night, and you know I was down to maybe like 4 or 5% when I got home, and that was again after not really using it. So by 11 o'clock, the thing was dead, and it would have been dead by 8 if I had used it the way that I was, softly using it, between 4 and 6. So I'm a little bit concerned about that. I don't think that it's, a Windows Phone 8 problem. I'm not sure if it's, a firmware issue with the 920. There have been a lot of discussions on the internet about it. I found a thread on WP Central that has like 20 pages and like 300 responses, and people are talking about, some people are having issues, some people aren't. On Twitter, it seems about 50-50 with Lumia 920 owners. People have said they've had issues with other phones in the past, and that a few charging cycles fixes it. I don't know. I noticed the first day that it got really hot and the battery didn't last very long, and that it took a long time to charge, and I kind of chalked that up to like the first day stuff, and I tried to do a full cycle with it, and it was better on the second day. But admittedly, I wasn't using it off of the charger as much. And yesterday, when I was out and about, it really did not work well for me. So I'm working with Nokia and with Microsoft. I'm trying to give them feedback on what's happening with my device. Nokia says they're looking into it. All the suggestions that they'd posted on their website, I'd actually already tried, and none of them seemed to do anything. So on my way to work today, it was seeming like the battery was getting better, but now it's falling at a rate I don't know. What I've noticed is that the top of the phone gets really, really warm. And so I'm wondering if whatever, part of the system is at that top of the phone, whether it's the GPS or if it's, the processor or what it is, if it's caught in some sort of loop, and that's causing the issues. Regardless, it's kind of a bummer because it's an issue, I mean, that's one of the big things with any phone, is you need to have good battery life. And that's an area where for a long time the iPhone really excelled. And they've had some issues, I think, with their last couple of software cycles of it not being as good. I didn't love the battery life on my 4S, but it was acceptable. And I would say the same thing for the iPhone 5. I definitely, if I use it continuously and I don't have a place to plug in, it's hard for me to get through more than 8 hours, but I can do it. But not being able to go like 3 hours or 4 hours is bad, especially when it's not a situation where I was taking tons of photos, taking tons of videos, sending tons of messages, doing a lot of stuff with maps. It was just, basic stuff, browsing a few websites, sending some messages, typing some notes to people, um, not anything heavy. So definitely want to look into getting that checked out. We had a Google Plus Hangout yesterday, and we had some technical issues, and so I'm sorry for those of you who are unable to join. We're going to try it again this weekend and see if we can, get stuff back on track. And I'm going to have a couple posts today, about some various findings, and I've got a call with some people to talk about the phone and kind of my thoughts so far. So going into day 4, guns blazing, and hopefully battery not, or at least heating up too much. That's it. Bye.